What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Living the Dream here in Warhammer 40k Space Hulk Deathwing. Just hanging out, chilling, having a good time. Don't recall exactly what I'm supposed to be doing in this mission, but I figure we'll sort it out along the way. I don't know, I'm just wandering around at this point. I think I was going in this direction. No, I'm not. I'm actually turning around and going this direction. Let's see, I don't see anything too terrifying in here, although I'm having to do without my binky right now. My binky is like the ultimate thing that I use all the time. Is there anything down in here that looks like a relic? We have enemies coming down this way. I do like how the enemies jump all over the place and like move and roll and do stuff. Can I destroy these? Oh, that's disappointing. This is Inquisition related. Norn's Ghost Log. Praise the Emperor. Verification of collected material. So the material collected on the last hive seems to have no trace of corruption. The overall status is mediocre, but stasis in a tank should stabilize it. Nonetheless, it seems to be of top psychic quality. Batch 2922 to reserve for the Golden Palace. The preceding batches can be redirected to the Astronomicon. Suggestion: increase the power of the psychic shields around this batch, and also warn the Black Sentinels of the intensity of Batch 2922. Psychic lock essential for Batch 2922. Verification of collected material, Batch 2922, overall condition mediocre, hostility none, no corruption. Now, the collected materials does not seem corrupt, but seems to have recovered all its power and stasis. Its psychic ability seems to have been increased considerably. The presence of another psychic entity nearby seems to further stimulate the batch. It goes without saying that habitual storage near other batches is risky. Get rid of it. Suggestion eliminate. Sounds like it came and got it after he suggested they eliminate it. I don't see anything that looks like a relic around here. It really is kind of tempting just to like wander around the Space Hulk and not even care. Just wander around all over the place and not follow your objective because there's cool stuff that you can find. Like you can get a thing that you can add to your character, and plus it gives you a point score based on, so now we know this is an Inquisition ship, so all manner of weirdness could have gone on here. It's really impossible to tell. You never know what the Inquisition are up to. Because they're like the CIA. They operate with absolute authority and no oversight. They do whatever they want. They just go off on these weird little missions where they'll spend like 150,000 years working on some random little project trying to research and discover like what a thing does, for example. I don't know. See, I don't know if scanning actually makes anything show up. We've got factories, we've got container storage, which I think is where I was trying to go to. Let's just have a look around. We're going to take our time with this mission and see if we can find any cool artifacts along the way. So a container storage, this looks similar to where we were already, but I don't know if they doubled up and had the same area twice. Couldn't honestly tell you, although it looks like we might have a door back around, so if I turn to the left... Oh no, they've clawed my arm. No. Here, let me stab you. Hey, stop beating up on my apothecary. That's my homie over there. That's the dude that I know from around the way. So this overhang part right here. Yeah, I think I made a wrong turn again. Like, all I really want to do is go back around. I like how I threw that guy. I believe I can fly. He believe he can touch the sky. Thinks about it every night and day. R. Kelly is very, very popular in the Imperium. There's a lot of wetting yourself in the Imperium, so that makes sense, though. That's like 90% of my reaction to every Xeno that I see is just, I must wet myself, brother. Luckily, we are fixed with toilet cogitators inside of our suits. It's really just a potato hooked up to a bunch of, like, random circuits and shit. Every time I say cogitator, that's what I mean, is that it's just a potato with a bunch of wires running to it. And that's how we fuel every last bit of our technology in the 41st millennium. So the beacon is over that way. I kind of got a feeling that if there's anything cool, it's going to be in container storage. We have... a couple of those, but... I don't know if I want to destroy them. It doesn't seem like... Why would I ever destroy them, I guess, instead of just disabling them? Who knows? They're not enabled, so I'm not going to concern myself too heavily. That one's got half of a head missing, and it's still up and moving. They're like space cockroaches. They're pretty close to unkillable. Heal yourself. Fire a little bit of lightning down their way. I wanted to go into the storage area. That's where I wanted to go because I felt like there was probably relics in a storage area. It seems like if you were going to store relics, this would be the place for it. And indeed, I was correct. So having moved through, what is this over here? A book. A major relic has been found, brothers. What is the major relic that we have acquired? We have found the Tome of Truth. Inside it you can find no deceit. You can, however, find a receipt to Barnes & Noble, which is still going really, really strong in the 41st millennium. People thought it was going to die out, but it just never did. Oh, yeah, he needs... Here, fix him up for a second. You better stop it. You stop it right now. Bad Tyrannid. Bad Tyrannid. So, yeah, I think the best plan for finding all of the relics is just to go, like, zone to zone and find them around. Do you need help back here, man? Because I can provide that. I can be the man that you're looking for if you really, really need it. You guys get up and out of here. I don't have time for your shenanigans right now. So there's another turret down and in here. I have lost a little bit of health. Let's take a look at our map and figure out what else is in the region. So Factory 301A, there's the hub over there. The dissection room more than likely has something inside of it. That sounds like the kind of place where I would hide stuff. There's a psyker generator over there. So far, we've hit Sector 30A, we've done the research chamber, we've done waste handling. Maybe go north into the factory, possibly, and kind of just see what might be around in there. The game wants me to go to the control room over here, and so that's kind of in the same direction. We've got pipe nodes, container storage off on that side. So there's lots of stuff to be around. This is probably the only map that I'm going to go after all the relics on, because my guess is that largely you're supposed to spend all your time, like, completing the mission. But I do like relics, and it looks like they build a cool thing, and I want to build a cool thing because I'm all about models in this life. So let's go do it. Seems like a great place to get ourselves surrounded. I've got pings in multiple directions inside of here. Taking a look at the map, we have Hub 301. I'm going to travel around this ring and see where it puts us. Those guys aren't packing major heat, but they are packing something. I need a couple of you guys out of the way. Power sword, ran through them. Good. All taken care of. It seems like we still have quite a few enemies before us, though. Maybe heal me if you could. My health is not looking so amazingly well put together. I think parts of me are about to fall off. If we go this way, we might find some respite from our foes. Here, step inside the corridor. I cannot properly assist you if you're going to stand out there in the middle of a hallway where tons of enemies are. Throw a heal on him. Keep him up. We're going to wait for the med kit to be recharged. Taking a look at our map, I want to make sure I'm going in the right direction. I was going towards box 303A, I think is where I was headed. Our objective is like right there, though. So we may want to stop off on that just to get the save point. Because the game doesn't like save unless you do something that you're supposed to be doing. Ah, whatever. We'll just keep trucking. That beeping noise is mildly concerning. You gotta put them down. You gotta give them a couple to the chest. Let them know how it click-clack, yo. Let them find out. Let them discover. I need that to be disabled. Gentlemen, I'm going to expect you to protect me. If I gotta expect you to protect my neck, and as we invade the deck, shred them up like Shrek. And surely don't fret, as we aim for the neck. Leave them in specks. That would have been the spot where I would have said all over the deck. See, that would have worked better. In corridor 303A, it doesn't look like we have anything of value. In fact, this looks like locker storage for the most part. Oh, shit. Alright, fall back, fall back, fall back. Don't stay in there, don't stay in there. Alright. So what I need to do is I need to scan. We need to get closer to container storage. That way it's too risky for us. Apothecary, give yourself a little bit of juju. Give yourself a little bit of love and some of that sacred healing. Sacred healing. That's what he needs. That's the song that he sings back there whenever he gets sacred healing. Alright, so this time we know that there's a turret back here. Nope, that's not what I needed. Back to briefing. Instead, I'm going to scan. I got to get closer, I think. I see you up there. You ain't fooled me. You tried, but you're going to fail. Alright, we'll disable that guy right there. Shit. We gotta ruin my groove like that. I'm over here trying to hack some stuff, and you shooting me in my giblets. And my giblets, I don't want them perforated, punctured, or otherwise destroyed. Trying to keep this gene seed pristine for the Emperor so that one day when I get his fiery lovin', my gene seed is intact and untainted. Alright, give me a reload, give me a reload. And as soon as we got time... Ooh, a big old pile of Inquisition body bags. Yeah, the Inquisition does tend to leave those in their wake. I don't see any relics, though. It appears to me as though this place is mostly clean. Go ahead and give me a heal, too. Yeah, the cages look like they're empty to me. However, our enemies have stopped attacking, so that's good. I'm going to go check pipe node 3. Just to hit everything. You know what? We'll leave pipe node 3 behind. Pipe node 3 don't matter. It's irrelevant. Let's make our way back towards our objective. I do dearly wish we had made a little bit more progress during this time. But it seems like if you stick to the objective, you never find any of the relics or anything. And I like the relics. The relics are fun for me because I really like Warhammer. And so finding random relics all over the place, kind of an enjoyable feature for me in game. You know, you are capable of firing that plasma cannon. You have fingers, I assume anyways. Like, nope, lost them all on Caliban, unfortunately. The glove still has fingers, but I kind of just shoved the stump in there, you know. Emperor's will and all that. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be, but we're going to go this way. The beacon is back over this way, so we got to find a spot to cross. Not there. Not there. Oh, I could just be looking at my map right now. That is true. Alright, so objective number 1 is isolated to this hallway in this corridor up in front of us. That looks like a massive door that normally should be sealed, but hasn't been for whatever reason. That's probably the reason the whole ship fell to heresy. Somebody just forgot to lock up after work one day. Screwed themselves over and killed everybody in the process. It's those little oversights that get you into trouble when you're flying away from Holy Terra towards unholy terror. Very similar words. Oh shit. That doesn't look like it goes the right way. Ah, there we go. We got a stairwell over here. I just wanted to see... That's right. I'm over here, son, with that clutch Overwatch waiting for y'all. So this is a very, very dead battle brother over here. Surrounded by all kinds of shenanigans. Let's see, Magon Lestern, 1st Legion Dark Angels.
Identifies the remains as Brother Magon, a Dark Angel from the earliest days of the Empire. Along with many brothers, he was lost with the ship Caliban's Will. That must be the vessel we have found. It was one of the cruisers sent back to Caliban during the Age of Oversights, 10,000 years ago. This confirms our suspicions. We must discover the fate of Caliban's Will, and that of its crew. Brother Epistolary, use your powers to learn what you can of Magon.
Yeah, do your thing, man. I'm not sure what's going on right now. A little weird.
I saw a strange place. Somewhere aboard the Caliban's Will, and within, an artifact. It is this prize that brought us here, connected to the omens of future disaster. Shade of the Lion. If the visions of the librarian are true, the chapter faces catastrophe, perhaps extinction. Suspend all current operations. The new priority is to secure the Caliban's Will and to secure this artifact.
Okay. I think that video bugged out, so yeah, the game is still pretty buggy. Watch out for that. It appears as though that's probably something that needs to be fixed. The central hub might have something for us in there, so I'll check that first before we check waste handling and some of the other areas. Our next objective hasn't been pinged, so this is a perfect time to do it. I don't know why I'm wielding a flamer right now either. I'm going to assume that that's a bug too.
My mental scan has awakened a dormant Gene Stealer swarm. They are gathering for an attack. Exterminate them before they assemble sufficient strength.
Is that right there active? Alright, disable it. And hurry about it. If we don't disable that, we got nowhere to hide. Perfect. Alright, so inside this little room, where we got some space to work with, we might be a tiny bit safer. Luckily, I don't really care that much. Medkit's exhausted. Let's go ahead and we're going to Cygate back out of here. We've got to purge something. That's like one of the main verbs in this universe, is pretty much everything gets purged at one point or another. So there's our resupply. That'll get our medkit rekitted back out. I'm going to take the Stormbolter back. I don't think Barachiel's doing very well with anything other than the assault cannon, so I'm going to give that back to him. We'll deploy there. I also need to get my psychic powers reconfigured because it took away my Inferno. Maybe as part of my level up, I'm not really sure, but Inferno is like so clutch that you kind of want to have it. It's really, really good! Without the ability to burn the enemies of the Imperium. What type of Marine am I? A non-burny one. And there's nothing worse than a non-burny Marine. Have you ever seen a Marine that doesn't burny? It's the worst. Alright, so we can kick this door down, I think. Either that or I gotta unlock it. That takes us... There's a dissecting room there. Yeah, let's give the dissecting room a look. It's also towards our objective, so... I wouldn't turn it down. Looks like the floors have collapsed inside the dissecting room. We have no Xenos on monitor right now, which is actually kind of rare and weird. So, let's get as much work done as we can while we wait for that situation to rectify itself, because I can virtually guarantee you they're probably crawling around just waiting to get up in my ass, so... Nothing inside of there. Let me consult the holy map and see what we're supposed to be doing. There's a hallway and a main hall if I go back to the left. So let's give that a try. Hopefully it's not sealed off with one of those bulkheads. And in fact, it looks like we've had ourselves a stroke of luck. So let's be off there. Shoot that poor bastard. These right here are actually, these are old telephone posts, just in case you wanted to call somebody. Use the astropath to relay a message or two. I'm going to check out main waste disposal first. There's all kinds of areas that need to be unblocked, although it sounds like we've got friends inside of here. I heard lots of beeping. Which normally means I'm about to get rode out on. Oh my good lord. Zap them and get rid of them. Those stubbers did work on us. Did you guys get the ones that were back that way? Fantastic. No more heretics to be spoken of. All defeated and laid to rest in the hellish environment that they deserve. So taking a look here. Main hall doesn't have much to offer us. We go north to waste handling, we might find something cool. Maintenance is that way. I take a wrong turn. I must have taken a wrong turn. Yeah, in order to get up to waste handling, there's also a psyker tower over here. I assume the psyker tower would be where the navigator tends to operate things. Man, everything's locked up here. They were real careful about securing this place on the way out. This would be an unfortunate place to get caught. Nope, back into the left. We're going this way. It's hard to stay on the path sometimes. It's very, very disorienting going through a Space Hulk. And I think they did that on purpose. Not exactly the most comfortable place to begin with. Some of these ships are not designed for comfort. Then again, what is? Like, I bet couches suck in the 41st millennium, but they're the worst. Like, you try to sit on them, but they're just uncomfortable. Like, you are suffering for the Emperor, my brother. I'd be like, but I don't want to suffer for the Emperor. Yeah, that guy's trying to shoot me with a rocket from hella deep. I don't think I want to play with that for right now. Oh my god, the piles of bodies. Jesus, Inquisition, slow your roll. Why are you killing so many people? Like, not just damn, but goddamn. God Emperor damn, look at all that. That's a pile of bodies right there, if I ever seen one. Somebody definitely outdid themselves on it. Wonder what they were trying to clean up after. Oh, it's a giant grinder. Brutal. And then you're just shoveling them sumbitches in there. Yikes. But that's how they do in the 41st millennium. Everything needs to be reclaimed, reprocessed, and reused. Including people. And every single one has the seal of the Inquisition on them. Wonder if it was because of like an outbreak somewhere? Or an infestation? It's kind of interesting how the game really, the storyline is kind of light. Get rid of that turret. I'm going to need help. There we go. If you can assist me, Brother Adeptus. Brother Apothecary. Why is there so much stone inside of a ship? That's the part that I find curious too. Whatever happened in here, it must have been gnarly as all hell. You definitely didn't want to be there when it went down, that's for certain. We're out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me as we explore this Hulk. We're actually doing this one in its entirety because the last couple levels we haven't looked around a whole lot. This time I kind of wanted to see what the game had to offer. It's a bummer that the cutscene was bugged out. That's something that I hope the developers jump on and fix real fast, because bit of a letdown there. Kind of disappointing. I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you for stopping on by. Hi to everybody, and I will see you next time. It's been fun.